And a real-life succession battle for Rupert Murdoch's media empire has ended with a Nevada court denying the billionaire's bid to change a family trust and give control to his eldest son. The case pitted the 93-year-old against three of his children over who would gain the power to control News Corp and Fox News when he dies. The trust splits control of the media empire among his four children. The leaked court ruling stated that his attempt to change it was in bad faith.
This is a case that has played out behind closed doors. Rupert Murdoch tried to amend a 1999 family trust to give his son Lachlan more control over the family media empire, bypassing siblings Prudence, Elisabeth and James, who don't necessarily share his conservative views. Now, this ruling, guaranteeing a say for all of the children, could change the editorial stance of the Murdoch family's many media assets. These include controlling stakes in the Times and Sun newspapers in the UK, and perhaps more significantly, Fox News in America, the powerhouse conservative network that's had a huge influence on Republican politics and right-wing audiences. A Nevada commissioner ruled that Murdoch and Lachlan acted in bad faith, according to a leaked court ruling. James, Elisabeth and Prudence welcomed the decision, saying in a statement obtained by the BBC that they hope to move beyond this litigation to focus on strengthening and rebuilding relationships among all family members. Despite the ruling, the case can continue. A district judge must ratify Mr Gorman's decision, according to the New York Times, and Rupert Murdoch can challenge it.
Our thanks to Michelle Fleury. So let's cross over to Australia to speak to Paddy Manning, who's a journalist and also you're the author of the book The Successor, The High-Stakes Life of Lachlan Murdoch. Is it all over for him then?
No, I don't think so. I think that the ruling from the Nevada Probate Commissioner will be appealed by Rupert and Lachlan, and because the stakes are simply too high. And they've already, in a sense, suffered the fallout from their attempt to amend the Murdoch family trust. They've, the relationship between Rupert and Lachlan on the one hand and his three siblings, through Elisabeth and James on the other, is shattered. And they've had the negative publicity associated with trundling in and out of the Nevada courtroom in those extraordinary scenes we saw in September. So they've already paid a heavy price, Rupert and Lachlan, for taking this action, and I think that they will most likely appeal and try to get the ruling overturned, either in the Nevada Supreme Court or potentially even higher. And I think also that the election of Trump in the stunning victory that he had in November and the post-election surge in Fox News ratings has kind of strengthened the position in a way of Rupert and Lachlan that the conservative editorial stance of Fox News is key to its commercial success.
Paddy, when we look at life when we say life is stranger than fiction, when it comes to this, it really is something written off the Succession series. But just how much of a difference editorially then would it really make if the trust did go amongst the four children, if the four children had control over it as is written in that trust? Because as you say, arguably the editorial right now is leaning far more right, and it feels like that's the direction that it will continue to go as the world arguably goes in that same direction.
Yes, well, I think it's there has been a little bit of a misunderstanding about what the siblings' intention was in challenging Rupert's attempt to amend the trust. There has been a kind of series of reports, including in my own biography of Lachlan Murdoch a couple of years ago, that suggest that the siblings intended, after Rupert died, to combine and oust Lachlan. And so I was told when I wrote my biography that the day Rupert dies is the day Lachlan gets fired. That was a Wall Street analyst talking to me off the record. But in this story that the New York Times has broken, based on the 96-page court ruling of the probate commissioner, Edmund Gorman, it's clear that the siblings have disavowed any intention to oust their brother, and they have convinced the probate commissioner that they are not of single purpose, either in their intention to remove Lachlan or in, a desire to change the management of Fox News or any of the other media outlets. So I don't think that James Murdoch, who has, been the most outspoken critic of Fox News, along with his wife Catherine, they're Democratic donors, they, climate campaigners, critical of Fox News and election and denial and other issues. Nevertheless, I don't think that they would, if they were to get control of these businesses, and in particular Fox News, try to drag it to the left, because
Paddy,
that
you're
would
going to
be
need
commercially
to get another podcast and write another book with the material that the Murdochs are offering. You're watching BBC News.